Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be comparing the regular Raptor to the 37 Performance package to see if you should really pay the extra 10 grand to get 37-inch tall tires on your Raptor. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Super Ford here in Salt Lake for giving me some time with both these trucks. Both these are available for sale, so link to their website in the description down below. Ask for Jaden if you have any questions or need any help. Link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well, by the way. Let's get into it. So powering the regular Raptor is a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Puts out 450 horsepower and then 510 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is 14 around town and then 18 on the highway. And the 37 Performance package has the same exact powertrain. Before I move forward with this comparison, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now you notice that the front ends of both the trucks look very similar, but there is a difference with the bumpers. So the 37 Performance package has this modular bumper here. You can see a little bit different there, especially with the side where it's kind of cut out a little bit more compared to the regular Raptor. So yeah, this one's gonna have slightly worse approach angle and also worse ground clearance because smaller tires. So with the 35s, you got about 12 inches, whereas with the 37s, you've got about 13 inches of ground clearance. And speaking of tires, yes, you've got 37-inch tall tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels versus 35-inch tall tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels. And look at the wheel design difference for 10 grand in terms of the price difference. You can see nothing too crazy there, whereas this has that beadlock style, which is pretty cool looking. And then with the 37 package, you can see that there's kind of everything a little bit like more closed off, whereas this you can see quite a bit more because the tire's not in the way. And then we've got a difference with shocks. You've got the new dual valve live valve shocks with the 37 package, whereas with the 35 package, you can see you've got these shocks from last year. And then here is your side profile with the 35 package. And then here's your side profile with the 37 package. Now when it comes to payload, the 37 package has 1,298 pounds of payload capacity. And then we do have the Recaro seats in the 37 package. So a little bit different with the seat material, but then the rest of the truck, you can see like carbon fiber trim and all of that, all the trim across the dash and everything. All of this is the same, so the biggest difference is going to be those seats. Now with the 35 package, we've got 1,381 pounds of payload capacity, and then you can see we've got the leather seats with the 35 package. This trim's a little bit different with the appearance. Then the rest of the interior is identical throughout. Now something to note, this truck does not have a sunroof, whereas that 37 package does have a sunroof, so that's a little bit of a difference. So this 35 package as equipped, stickers for $80,740. The only option this one has is bed liner, so no moonroof, but it does have bed liner. And there's the bed liner there. But you can see the 37 package also has bed liner. And so you take the Raptor with a moonroof and bed liner and the 37 package, and you've got $93,885. You can see $11,470 is the price of that 37 package. Let's take them out, drive them, and see if they perform any differently. We'll start off in the 35 package first, and then we'll hop in the 37. And the goal is to see if the 37 feels any different, if I feel like I'm getting an upgrade with the truck in terms of the driving experience. I will say, seeing them side by side, maybe it's just me, but I think the 35 package front end looks a little bit nicer. I don't know if I like that new bumper. It's cool for off-roading, but in terms of like the aesthetic, it's got so much silver. It looks a little bit dorky, but you know, it is what it is. So first off, be interesting to see if there's any difference in terms of the feel of the torque. Both powertrains. Super smooth. That's the thing about the Raptors. And let's make sure our tire pressure is the same with them. Okay. So Raptor information. Tire pressure. Okay. So we're on the 40s with this one. And we'll see if make sure the 37 package is the same, because tire pressure differences can affect ride quality quite substantially. This is so easy to drive, but I'm trying to just get a feel for everything. Like the seats are so comfortable in the regular Raptor. They're super soft. And the seat kind of molds to your butt a little bit after time is what I've seen with these when they get higher mileage with the leather seats. And they still look cool. They're still cool looking seats overall. And we'll get another acceleration here. Sounds great. Doesn't struggle to move these tires at all. So this right here is not going to be the best test, but this road does have some bumps in it. And then there is this kind of like dirt section here that I'll dip onto a little bit just to kind of feel the suspension. Some decent sized potholes there on the side. So yeah, that'll give me somewhat of an idea of how this handles really well. The damping on the Raptor is fantastic. There's not a lot out there that can really compete with this when it comes to damping. Those shocks constantly adjusting everything, it does well. So let's pop into the 37 package truck and see if it feels any better. Let us set off in the 37 package. It looks like the tire pressure is the same in them, so that should make this comparable with both of them. Yeah, so right off the bat, these seats aren't as comfortable. They're harder. They're cool looking, don't get me wrong. The bucket seats are cool looking, but not as comfortable as the leather seats. The leather seats kind of, it's like a nice cushion, holds you in place well, whereas this, it's not uncomfortable, but they're definitely harder. Now right off the bat, the suspension's floatier in this. The other Raptor, it was comfortable with the bumps, but it kind of stayed nice and planted. This kind of wallows a little bit more. Wouldn't necessarily say it's any more comfortable over any of the bumps so far. Interesting. Yeah, definitely wallows more. Feels kind of Jeep-like in a way. Yeah, it's just not as sharp. That's so strange. I could see how this would be a benefit off-road with Baja driving, of course. But on-road, it feels, it's not bad, but it feels kind of awkward. Feels kind of awkward. Feels a little bit slower too. It's not a huge difference, but it does feel like I have to get into it more with the throttle. Okay, so we'll do the same little bump test here. I wouldn't necessarily say it feels any more comfortable from a driving perspective. Handles it well. Interesting. So to sum things up with this comparison, 37 versus regular, is it worth the extra $11,000? I said this before, and I say it again, unless you actually take these trucks off-road, I don't think so. I know some people will still get this 37 package because it looks cool, and don't get me wrong, it looks cool. But yeah, I don't think it drives as well as the 35 package on road, at least. Again, off-road, I owned a 37 package. Off-road, the extra ground clearance, it's helpful. On top of the extra ground clearance, you know, these new dual valve, live valve shocks, you know, I'm sure they'll absorb things a little bit better than the regular live valve. The regular live valve is such a good system that, again, unless you're really just beating the absolute crap out of the truck, I just don't see how, for most people, how there's going to be that big of a benefit. So let me know what you guys think. 37 versus 35. I think for most people, I think go 35 package. Save yourself, you know, it's so much money, $11,000, and get a truck that looks just as cool. It's still a Raptor, still insanely capable off-road, and with that extra $11,000, let's do what the finance YouTubers do. Invest it in the S&P 500 over the next 40 years. You'll be a bajillionaire. So, not financial advice. Let me know your thoughts.